Right. Well, good morning, everybody. Wendy here from Bra Garden. Welcome to our next episode of Breast Talk. Happy to have everyone here. Thanks for taking some time out of your morning. Once again, really want to help educate. So many people don't know options that are out there and ways that they can improve their breast health and, all around life. And so, we really want to help educate so you understand the options that are available to you and see kind of what's best and what works for you on the daily basis. And so we're so fortunate. We have a wonderful guest here today that knows more probably than anyone in this area.
Human.
But today's talk, we're going to be talking about breast prosthetics, prosthesis, if you will, correct?
Yes.
Different types, different styles, why you use them. But first, let me introduce Bryan.
Hello, how are you doing? Thank you, Wendy, for having me.
Thanks for
Appreciate it.
being here.
Pleasure to be here. And my name is Bryan Schloss. I'm the Director of Sales and Marketing for Trulife. Trulife is one of only very few manufacturers of external silicone breast prostheses and bras for women that have had breast cancer. We manufacture in Dublin, Ireland, where our international corporate headquarters are, and we distribute products into 100 countries plus around the world. I'm responsible for all of Trulife's business in the United States. In addition to breast prostheses for the breast care area, we also manufacture products for orthotics from head to toe, for bracing, and as well as prosthetics, lower limb extremity components for artificial limbs, mostly lower limb. In addition, there's a division in Washington that manufactures high-tech airplane components for Boeing and SpaceX, all under the Trulife umbrella. The last part is not under my management, but all the rest of it is. One more promotion. So happy to be here. I've known Wendy now for a couple years, 3 years probably. Since you have taken over ownership, and it's been a lot of fun watching Bra Garden blossom.
Thank you.
Into what it's become today, and I just have a feeling you're just getting started.
Just getting started. That's right. I know we're so thrilled to have you here. Your knowledge, I've learned a lot from you over the years, and I know it just never ends. Every time I see you, there's new and there's improvements, and which is fantastic. The prosthesis of old, you didn't have a lot of selection. You were kind of stuck with really kind of one option originally, right?
Yes.
And it kind of grew from there.
Yes. Over the years.
So yeah, go ahead.
No, well, over the years, the need really has guided companies like ours that believe in technology and advancing the prostheses and making them lighter weight and more lifelike. It's really been fueled by surgeries, advancement in surgeries. For example, in the late 70s, my grandmother had a Halsted radical post-mastectomy, which brought it right down to her rib cage, and you needed a thicker, heavier breast form to replace all of that muscle tissue and skin tissue, all the lymph nodes that were taken out during those days. And through the years, surgeries have gotten less invasive because of early detection. So early detection is saving lives. It unfortunately a lot of times means that a woman, the age of your customer will be less than what it traditionally was, but that woman's lifespan will be much greater because she's catching it early and has these prostheses options for her to get through the rest of her life, but cancer free because of early detection.
Yeah, no, it's so important.
Yeah.
And we definitely are seeing a wide age group of ladies that are being affected.
Yes.
Before we really get going into prosthetics here, I want to let everyone know if you'd like to ask any questions during this time, feel free to put them in the chat there. We'd be happy to answer any questions as we go. Anyone that couldn't make it today but wants to see what we're doing today and learn more about everything is going to be available on our YouTube channel as well. That's Bra Garden HB. Make sure you subscribe so you never miss any of our episodes.
That's awesome. I did want to share with the listeners, Wendy, that I've had a unique career. It's this is my 29th year in the industry.
Great.
Had hair when I started. I've always been here in the Southwest. Through the years, I've had several promotions at Trulife, but I continue calling on the Southwest dealers because I love to do what we're doing here today, talking about the industry and advancements and technology and improving options for ladies that are in need of these products. So when I started 29 years ago, it was probably 50% male, 50% female on the sales rep side of the industry. And today I am the only male in the United States in the field.
Okay.
There are males in corporate headquarters in our company and competitors, but in the field, calling on dealers like yourself, I am the only male in the United States in this industry. So I'm very proud. It's a badge of honor that I wear proudly.
Absolutely.
Couple of bullets on that. Although I teach fitters how to fit, I don't believe males should be in the fitting room. I believe if a woman has her best chance to heal and to let her guard down and to share her very personal story, it's going to be with another woman. So although I feel like I'm a better male because I know about the very important subject of women's breast cancer and men's breast cancer, knowing about the subject is important, but being in the fitting room, I equally feel is not important for myself or any male. So I like to share that with people that I meet for the first time, including all of your viewers.
Yes, yes. And you're absolutely right. You know, in the fitting room is a very intimate time.
Yes.
You know, we're trying to have the best outcome, both the bra, prosthetic, whatever the scenario is, whatever the journey that she's been through thus far. You know, sometimes people, you know, have reconstruction. Sometimes it takes, sometimes it doesn't.
Yep.
Some people opt out right away. They don't want to have any kind of internal implant. The external prosthesis, a little easier to manage. You don't have to deal with the replacing the implants later on. Some ladies, it's not an option. Sometimes they want the internal implant, but it doesn't work. The breast tissue can't carry the weight, or something happens where infections and things where they just can't carry that implant. So it's nice to have the options externally to still have the symmetry under clothing, look beautiful, be confident. And there's so many, thankfully, so many different options now to really get that great balance. And, you know, I can't tell you how many ladies we've had come in. And our previous bra garden owner, Kathy Zutz, I mean, she could really tell you also lots of stories.
Shout out to Kathy.
Shout out to Kathy. But you know, ladies that come in, they're very frustrated and scared, and some
And don't know sometimes, a lot of times, what their options are.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, and even a lot of the surgeons, I don't think are truly aware of the different options as well.
Right.
You know, coming in, and some of them have been through 5-6 surgeries and trying to do that reconstruction, and they're just tired. They don't want to go under anesthesia again. They don't want to deal with any more of the OR. They come in, they're frustrated, and to have the help and the assistance of people that know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And getting into something that does truly fit that body and truly, and you know, we share tears, we share hugs,
Yeah.
but they leave, I mean, stunning and happy. And even though they're, you know, a lot of what they're going through, but a smile on their face and holding their chin up high again. And
It's a beautiful thing. I call it the magic that happens in the fitting room.
There's nothing like it.
Yeah.
It truly is. It truly is magical.
And you create not just a loyal customers, but you create friends, lifelong friends
Oh, absolutely.
that you know, go back home and tell two friends about their experience, and that's how you grow the grassroots support for your local business, which
Keeping the doors open.
Yeah,
That's always a good
which
thing.
you're doing a great job at, which you're doing a great job at.
I think a little different than pretty much any other store. You know, the medical background that I do have, you know,
Yeah.
working in the operating room, it's been almost 20 years now. And so when ladies come in and they'll ask me, you know, I've had a lumpectomy. Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
And I'm like, let's see, I've probably assisted in, I don't know, 3,000 or 4,000 of those. So I know exactly
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Also, you know, kind of puts you at ease. You know, that this person really knows what they're talking about.
Sure.
It's not something they read in the book. It's true hands-on.
Yeah.
That you're not going to get anywhere else.
No.
But enough about me. That's boring. Let's get into
No,
these
it's not.
prosthetics. I want to, you know, you have so much to teach us. I want to learn all about this. So
Sure. It's a topic that I love to talk about. I can go on and on and on about it. So I think what we did here today is we put on the table just a couple of examples, a few examples of the different stages of technology advancements in the prosthesis business, different textures of products that are made, different profiles that are made, and then also leisure versus products that are worn for most of the day, silicone versus non-silicone. So yeah, I have a couple of those on the table here. If I can, I'll start off with the leisure fun category.
Yeah.
And to preface this with, I would say 15 years ago, before 15 years ago or so, none of what I'm about to show you even existed. It was all a crude fiber fill type thing a woman would get post-surgical in the OR usually after operation. And then you go to a breast care fitting shop and get something that's silicone, but options about shape and profile were very few and limited. So I'll start off with a product that we call our 630 Active Flow. Active Flow is for your ladies that are looking for a form to exercise in. So she can jog and run and swim and hike and mountain climb and horseback ride with Active Flow. Couple of features about Active Flow is that there's beads inside, microfiber beads inside that allow the water or perspiration to flow right through the form. So it it functions the opposite of a sponge. So instead of retaining water and absorbing water or perspiration, it just free flows. So if she was wearing this in a swimsuit, then the water, whether she's in the pool or comes out of the pool, would just free flow on her affected side, just like on her non-affected side. In addition, when she goes to lie down on her lounge chair, the Active Flow is designed where it will relax like her natural breast would.
I love that.
And nobody would know the difference. So this is a great product. This is the end of March, so it's coming into spring. People start vacationing again. This product starts to sell very, very well for us now all the way through September.
This is a great, especially here at the beach. You know, we
Yes,
sell these year round, but
absolutely.
I do love that point that you know, before the swim forms, at least the only ones I was familiar with,
Yeah.
was a hard silicone. So if you laid down and the non-affected side would fall to the side, and then you would have,
It would be not like
you know, it's not at all where
Yeah.
this truly is. And
Really
women love these. These are great.
absolutely great. And you might ask, well, why do I have a silicone form? Why do I need that? And I would ask, when you go to exercise, do you go to the gym in the same clothes that you would go to work in? And most women would answer no. So if there's an option to have an exercise form and an everyday form, really the limiting factor is just the knowledge that it exists.
Right.
So something like this, broadcasting to ladies that this is out there for them, I think is hugely important. Because as you alluded to earlier, surgeons generally don't share external options when the woman's in their office. They get that here when they come to you.
Yeah. And that's another educational piece. I'll be working with these surgeons as well.
That's a different podcast.
Another great thing about this though, now in this,
Yep.
you can wear in the jacuzzi, right? In the chlorine and the salt water.
Absolutely.
And it's not going to break it down.
Absolutely.
And maybe help preserve the life of your everyday silicone. And
it's a great point. Absolutely. Again, the reason why you wouldn't exercise in your regular clothes is because if you heavy perspire and you know you're rubbing them on either a mat that you're exercising on or gym equipment, it would unnecessarily produce wear and tear on your everyday clothes.
Right.
Same thing in your everyday prosthesis.
Yeah.
The life expectancy, if you're using this actively, is 6 months. As a 6-month warranty on a product like this. And women that exercise either frequently or infrequently generally get 1 to 2 of these a year. Yeah.
Yeah. No, these are great. I love it.
Excellent. Well, Staying in the leisure category before we go on to silicone, Trulife came out with about 18 months ago the industry's first asymmetrical post-op leisure form. And why is that important? Well, before the product I'm about to show you, which is called Luna, came about, there were just symmetrical leisure forms, which is traditionally a triangle shape, like so. This is not a leisure form, but this would be the shape, right? And when you have a leisure form or a post-op form that's triangle, it's treated like almost one size or one profile fits most. And we know that that's not the case. So for the last 30, 40 years of technology, there hasn't been technology advancement in the post-op leisure category. Trulife is the first globally to produce a brand new post-op leisure form that's asymmetrical, and she could be custom fitted, which I will show you in a moment, to the individual woman and her anatomy, her unique anatomy and surgery site, which is absolutely unique per person. Coming into a shop like this and getting a unique fitting experience in your fitting rooms, this product lends to that beautifully. So to start with, she is asymmetrical, and there is a manufacturer suggested way to fit Luna, where the label is on the bottom, and this is a right. So the label would start off on the bottom, and you could see the outline of the bra. However, I coach our fitters to take that manufacturer suggestion and put it aside and look at the woman's anatomy and look at her surgery site and position the tail of Luna where you need it the most. So if the woman has a void high under her arm, Luna could fit here. Often the woman has a void in the center of her chest, so the Luna could fit like this. If she has a low void, Luna could be put on the other side. Or again, here, there's no right or wrong way to fit Luna. So in the orthopedic brace world, the wrist braces and elbow braces and knee braces, there's something called custom fitted, right? Luna would be a custom fitted product. So out of the box, a fitter would take Luna and custom fit her to the individual woman that you're working with. And Bra Garden has done very well with Luna.
I love Luna. This has a lot of things I love about it. Now the backside, tell me it's made out of.
Yeah, so I could talk about the materials next, which is another great topic to talk about.
That.
Yeah.
What I love, of course, soft. This
Very
is something
soft.
that can be worn in a pocketed bra or right against the skin, either way.
Absolutely, post-op.
Is so fantastic, yeah. Just to be able to have more options there as well.
Yes.
It's very light. So Luna, this is in the shop here, we call it our hybrid form.
Yes.
It has fiber fill and it has a little pouch, right, of silicone inside.
Yes.
And so it's much lighter than a full silicone prosthetic, but it is lightly weighted. So sometimes an issue if you have it just all fiber fill, it's very, very light. And so then sometimes it doesn't have enough weight to help keep that bra in place. And so the bra will want to slide up and move around. So this has a little bit of weight to it to help kind of keep that bra in place and keep the form and everything where you want it, but not so heavy.
Well said.
So this has been, I'm so glad you guys came up with this.
That's
this is
awesome.
Lots of people asking for the hybrid.
Yeah, the hybrid
form.
I'm gonna borrow that, Wendy. I like that. For the hybrid form, I like that very much. Rightly said, great explanation. Thank you. Luna is the first product in our industry globally to be made of 50% sustainable materials. So the back of Luna is bamboo, which, as you said, is a really soft material that could be worn right against her chest wall post-op or in a pocketed bra. The innards of Luna is 100% recycled plastic bottles.
Oh, okay.
So saving the planet big time with Luna, which is very important for Ireland as a country where Trulife resides. And Trulife in Ireland wants to give a little bit of that save the planet love to our industry around the world. And Luna is really the first product to do that. Stay tuned. There'll be more coming after.
Right.
So the inner innards of Luna, as you rightly alluded to, Wendy, is a very thin layer of gel, which creates what we call the gentle weight. And great explanation that you gave. It anchors Luna in, whereas the previous predecessors for leisure forms would be only fiber fill and they would free float. And after she gets out of the hospital for a day or two, she's done with that and she usually puts it aside. So two buckets of categories, if you will, that would benefit Luna. One, the woman that is immediately post-op. This gives her a nice soft option now. But two, it's that woman, I believe you mentioned this earlier too, that has been wearing a silicone form for a number of years, and she wants another option. Even though we have lighter weight silicone forms, which we'll talk about in a moment, but she still would like something other than silicone. This gives her and a shop like yours, which sees lots of ladies like that, another option besides silicone. And that hybrid option, if you will, that those coined here today at Bra Garden. Brian, I'm gonna take that with me across the country.
You heard it here first.
I heard it here first. So yeah, it's that lady that sometimes has had a 20 or 30-year relationship with silicone forms. And now this gives her something that is a wonderful option that she didn't have earlier. Washing instructions are very easy with Luna. You can submerge under warm water and gentle soap and pat out the extra water on a towel, air dry overnight. The inside fiber fill that's recycled plastic bottles will not clump together like a pillow sometimes do. It stays separated. And away you go the next morning. So really easy. Yeah.
Easy maintenance.
Last announcement that I'd like to make here in Raw Garden. There were a few dealers in a industry trade show that saw this last week in Las Vegas, that I was at, but this is a handmade prototype of Luna's new sister called Luna Bronze that will be introducing early summer, late May, early June. And Luna Bronze is helping Trulife stay all inclusive as a manufacturer, because we feel like that's very, very important. Many dealers have asked us for it, and we're proud to say, and it's not quite shocking, this next bullet, but I'm very proud to say that we're the first company. This is the only product that's a leisure post-op form that's offered in our industry in a darker tone. Didn't exist before Luna. Shocking, but at the same time, I'm proud that Trulife was the first.
Absolutely.
And that's going to be a pattern, if you will. That's going to be a trend. There will be more all-inclusive products that Trulife will continue to manufacture as we go forward.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
Because again, I mean, this is a form, like we were saying, that you can wear right on your skin. So if you're not wearing a pocketed bra, let's say, you are more recovered and now you're in something a little prettier, maybe a little bralette, something lacy, and you can see through that. So this is great. I'm very excited. I'm well done for this.
The more personal we can make it, the more unique experience we could make it, the better. This is not a one size fits most industry.
No. Not by a long shot.
No, and I think I think Bra Garden does a really good job at offering the selection and recognizing that it's not one shape or one profile or one style fits most. So one of the reasons why I accepted the invitation here today. I think you represent the industry really well, Wendy.
Oh, thank you.
So well done.
Appreciate that. All with the help of everyone, right? That's the only way I can do it. It does. It
takes a village. So moving on to silicone, Trulife is a global leader of silicone technology in external breast prostheses. Those listeners that are on today that are familiar with internal silicone, that's a different discussion, different industry. That's not what Trulife does. So as we talked about at the front end of the podcast, that we specialize in external silicone breast prostheses. We are a global leader in the advancement in technology. I'd say every 15 to 20 years, there's a shift in through a development, and Trulife has been on the front end of that advancement in technology each time there's been a shift. I talked about my grandmother earlier. When she had her surgery, the forms, we call them today traditional silicone.
Mhm.
They were heavier, and a little bit different shapes because they had to cover a little bit more on the woman's anatomy. But basically, they were just heavier.
Mhm.
Right around the year 1999, 2000, I was on the team here at Trulife that developed a technology called silicone prosthesis. I'm sorry, whipped silicone. Whipped silicone is a technology that injected air into the bladder of a prosthesis for the very first time. And that created a lighter prosthesis, about 30% lighter than the
Wow.
traditional breast forms.
That's significant.
Yeah, it was significant. In addition to the lighter aspect, it also created a more lifelike appearance, like your natural breasts would drape.
Mhm.
It didn't stand at attention, if you will. What dealers have talked about, back in the days, like the Madonna look,
Right.
right? I didn't make that up. That was somebody else. But so this would be an example of a whipped silicone form that's an asymmetrical shape. That is a very popular style in today in the year 2024. And again, Trulife created that technology, which we call whip silicone. That was around 1999, 2000. The silk product line in our products now have about 15 different profiles.
Wow.
If I can take a sidebar for a moment before I talk about the next advancement in technology, just talk about the word profile for a moment and how that relates to what we do and what your shop does.
Yes.
There are 3, 4 to 5 different categories of profiles in our business, right? So you have your shallow profile, your average profile, your full profile, and then there's shallow to average, average to full.
Mhm.
And a profile that I coined the phrase a few years ago that we call mature shallow,
I
right?
love
Or
that, yes.
age appropriate
Yes.
profile, right? So there's it starts off with shallow, average, and full, but then there's variations in between. So having the right options as a manufacturer and as a shop owner for the unique body types and anatomy types and surgery sites that you work with is very important.
Absolutely.
So that's probably a whole podcast on itself. I teach classes that are hour, 2 hour, 8 hour classes on this subject.
Yes.
So I won't go too far into it, but that is a thing. And I like to say to the ladies that are listening, are you wearing the right profile? Is it time to come in and have that checked by a certified fitter or a trained fitter in this category? So that you can make sure that as you age or as your surgery site changes, or your anatomy changes, that and technology on our end changes,
Mhm.
that you're in the best product for you.
Absolutely. And thankfully, they just keep getting better and better.
They do,
So,
don't they?
yeah.
They do, don't they? So on that note, I would say right around the year 20, it was 2000, I can't believe, 2006 was the first pure silicone form that we manufactured. And now it's several years later. And the form technology that I'm about to share, we stand alone globally. There's no one else in the world that has this technology. We wanted to press the envelope and take the silk technology that was very, very popular and go a step further, make it even lighter, make it even more lifelike,
Mhm.
use a little bit more friendly material to the human body.
Mhm.
We chose pure silicone. Why pure silicone? Pure silicone is what contact lenses are made out of, catheters are made out of, baby bottle nipples are made out of.
Mhm.
Pure silicone is a very friendly material to the human body. So we developed a manufacturing process to make a breast form, an external breast prosthesis, without using a polyurethane liner that all breast prostheses in the world are made out of,
Mhm.
right? So there's no liner on our pure silicone forms. It's pure silicone.
Yeah.
What does that mean to the woman wearing it? It means if she chooses to wear it, she now has an option to wear it against her chest wall without a post-mastectomy bra
Mhm.
for the first time. This technology and technology before this, like my grandmother wore, you had to wear the prostheses in a pocketed bra,
Right.
which we manufacture as well, and Windy sells.
Oh, I love them. Yes.
But this is a game changer. Pure silicone breast forms, if the woman chooses to, depending on the outfit she's wearing that day, she might want to wear this right against her chest wall. And now she could choose maybe her favorite bra before her surgery.
Exactly.
And the beautiful options, some of the additional beautiful options that you sell here. It increases her options, which is really what
No,
Trulife
it's
is all about.
fantastic. It's fantastic. And I love the bras from Trulife. It opens up, well, a couple different things, right? Being able to have that option of having the silicone on the chest wall now. Sometimes comfort wise
Yes,
also,
yes.
you know, but
it feels
absolutely.
like you, right? One with you.
Yes,
For
instead of moving around in a
Yes.
bra and in a pocket and, you
Absolutely.
know,
As a prosthetist, men and women, find men and women that build artificial limbs for men and women that need either lower extremity or upper extremity artificial limbs. The goal is for a prosthetist to get that artificial limb as close to the residual limb as possible.
mhm,
So why not in the breast scenario?
Absolutely.
Same thing, remove the pocket, remove the cover, and get the prosthesis closer to her chest wall. That's the goal.
absolutely,
That's the goal.
absolutely.
So,
And I mean, and every woman, you want to feel pretty too,
yes,
right? So you have this, maybe you're going to a wedding or going to an
Yes.
event or just
absolutely.
want to be beautiful, you know, and now you have this option. It just gives a little bit more options as far as bras as well.
Yes. And we'll
Um,
sit where when she gets dressed in the morning, it'll stay where she puts it.
yes,
It won't be shifting because of earlier technology that we shared that has advanced.
absolutely. And, you know, I've had ladies ask, well, what about having the silicone directly to my skin?
Yeah.
And it's interesting because even post-surgically,
Yeah.
a lot of surgeons now recommend different types of silicone for scar healing.
Absolutely.
So there's the tapes and the gels and there's a million different
It's a
products.
very interesting discussion.
But
It seems like a never-ending use for pure silicone on the human body. Now, on Trulife, we leave the discussion of the healing attributes of pure silicone. But it's a super interesting discussion to research and to ask your surgeons about, and it is we're seeing what the surgeons are applying right to scar tissue post-op.
absolutely.
So the discussion of pure silicone, I feel it's like we're kind of halfway through as a society. There's way more that we're going to learn about the benefits of
Absolutely.
pure silicone in the next 10, 20 years.
Yeah, absolutely. Now I have to look at this here.
Thank you.
So I noticed that we have a prosthetic cut in half.
Yes.
And the inside of this, I know you guys can't feel it, so soft and airy. It's almost looks like little honeycomb.
Yes.
If
You
you
nailed
will.
it. You nailed
And
it.
I mean, tell me about that.
Sure.
That's different than, you know, I'm used to the internal implants in the OR.
Right.
And when you cut those in half, it's kind of like a gummy bear,
Sure
or
it
at
is.
least the new ones are.
Absolutely.
Now, believe me,
Kind of
many
oozes.
many
Yeah.
times, I have helped many surgeons removing
Unfortunately.
ruptured implants, old silicone
Yes.
implants.
Yes.
There's no fun, easy way to do it. And
No.
it just comes out this stringy, long mess, and do not get it on the floor.
Yeah.
You're gonna be ice skating for 3 weeks.
So-
It just doesn't come off. And so this is very different than anything
Yes.
I see with the internal implants. So tell me about this.
Sure, yeah. So I had a chance to visit our Ireland factory last March, and I saw this.
And you didn't take me.
Next
Next time.
I saw this on one of our engineers' desks, and I said, "Why?" I recognized what it was right away. It's our one of our most popular breast forms in the pure silicone average to full profile, but it's a cross section, right?
Mhm.
And what that did for me as somebody that demonstrates these products on a daily basis is it gives a great visual to show owners like Wendy and fitters and you find folks listening to this podcast today what I've been actually talking about for several years. And what is that? Because these forms are not manufactured with the polyurethane back, it allows the pure silicone technology, it allows for air circulation to be going on internally in the form the whole time the woman's wearing it. So
That's
whether
great.
she chooses to wear it inside of a pocketed bra or directly against her chest wall, there's literally air circulating the entire time she's wearing it. And I've demonstrated that for several years, but this shows it.
Mhm.
My wife likes to say actions are better than words, right? So this shows it in not, and I don't have to say any words, although I like saying the words too. That rightly said, you referenced it earlier as honeycomb, cell construction configuration that allows air circulation to be going on all throughout the breast form
That's
while
great.
she's wearing it. It's incredible technology.
And it's so important for skin. Yeah, then
Absolutely.
you don't get the irritation and the friction and it's still.
It will move with her, and pointing that out because this is an average to full profile, so she's a little bit a larger, more volume client. This form has a unique characteristic where we call the bounce back feature. So when you hold the form vertical and the woman goes to hug someone, it'll come back like her natural breast would. So there's little things like that that we've built in to these breast forms, which would not even be comprehensible in the late 70s, early 80s when my grandmother had her surgery.
Oh, no, absolutely. And I have to say, I know until you actually experience someone who is experiencing this,
Yes.
right? So I've had ladies in the shop both ways where they weren't aware of anything like this.
Yes.
It wasn't, either wasn't taught to them or maybe they were going through too much at the time, didn't remember, but we're unaware of this.
Yes.
That both sides. I have one lady that, had breast cancer on one side. She had just the shells that come in some bras,
Yes.
nothing to fill it.
Yes.
So she had never, since she had that, hugged anyone
Oh.
on this side because she was afraid it would flatten it. And now it's stuck like that in her
Sure.
shirt. And then, so she always hugged on the
Wow.
other. So
Wow.
what happened? We got her into this.
Changed her
Got
life.
her. And when she left, I want to give you a hug. She's like,
Oh.
okay, give me it. And she went to do her regular
Yes.
side hug. Absolutely not.
No.
And we did a normal hug and
Yeah.
it was life changing.
That's a new
It was
normal for her.
life-changing.
It was life changing.
I
So
had
beautiful.
another wonderful lady who came up from Texas, is so beautiful. And she had made her own form many, many years ago.
Yeah.
And had made her own pocketed bra as well.
Oh,
So
wow.
it had a regular bra, cut a slit, in one of the seams and it was kind of a silicone,
She was handy with the
wrap
sewing machine.
ball
Yeah.
kind of thing. And same thing, had just never, had trouble with it. She told me this great story and she told me she didn't mind me sharing, that she was swimming one time and what she had made had came out and it was
Oh,
floating
no.
on top of the water.
Oh, no.
She made light of it. But being able to get her into something that fit her body, fit her size,
Yes.
symmetric, looked great, weight was fantastic, everything
Beautiful.
it was a game changer.
Yeah.
She
It really
walked
is.
out of here proud, shoulders back, not trying to hide,
Yeah.
not trying to conceal,
There's not that
and
many industries that we could work in that can make those types of life changing.
it truly is.
It's
It
a
truly
beautiful
is.
thing.
It is.
It's a beautiful thing.
And now this doesn't always go with surgery either.
No, correct.
So I have a lot, I don't want to say a lot, but I have a pretty big handful of ladies that regardless have never had surgery, but are asymmetric naturally. And there's lots of different reasons that can cause that, which we don't need to go into all those, but several cup sizes different. And so a lot of times what they tend to do is try to go into maybe a formed bra or
Sure.
something just to have that symmetry, but then they still have the gapping in there. So
Yeah.
same issues. You
Yeah.
try to hug someone or you try to,
And they might use some home remedy to fill the gap. They
right.
might not even realize that a product like what we're about to share exists.
And I'm so glad that, this is fantastic. So you don't have to have a full form. You don't have to have a full thickness. There are, right? And
Yeah.
you'll be able to explain this much better than I can.
Yeah.
Shells of
Although we're
different
really good at it.
shells of different thicknesses. So it can take up that asymmetry and they
Yes.
can wear, any type of bra again, really, and
Yes.
kind of and not have to worry about, I have, especially here, in the fitting room, and we have mirrors of every angle.
Yes.
Because anyone that's been here knows, and I warn them, I'm very picky how things fit. And I want it to be just right. I'm so tired of ladies that, oh, this was good enough.
Yeah,
And it only
almost.
sometimes pokes me sometimes, or I
No,
can't wait to get home and rip that thing off
Right.
at the end of the day.
We could
Okay,
do better,
no,
right?
much better.
we could do
Yeah.
better.
But being in front of the mirrors, sometimes it is uncomfortable,
Yeah.
you know, and it's everyone's body is different. Everyone reacts differently. But my point is, when you're done and you have the right fit on, you have the correct, and we'll go through this in a second here.
Yeah.
And again, having that confidence. I can't even tell you the number of women that when they walk in the front door of the shop and they're slouching. One, because their bra probably doesn't fit,
Right.
and it's probably sitting way up here and
Right.
everything's hanging down and pulling everything down.
Right.
But also the lack of confidence.
Yeah.
Because if they do stand up straight in their ill-fitted bra, now it's poking out here and it's
Because
coming out
anatomy is
here and it's
important,
all.
But the psychological is important as
Absolutely.
well.
And so we have so many ladies that leave with, you know, a bra that they get same time.
I love
And it's
it.
great to see them leave again, shoulders back, chin up, they're happy.
What is
they're
that doing for the
smiling.
rest of their life
I mean,
or their day, or, you know, their
it's
day, their
amazing.
week, their
No,
month,
it's
you know,
amazing.
yeah.
But this, and I'll let you, like I said,
Yeah.
explain it much better than I can,
Yeah.
is a great.
Well, feeding right into that, Wendy, you know, sometimes you just need a little bit of either a partial or a balancer, right? Or a shell. All three of those words are references to the same product in our industry. What I have here in my hand is our brand new Silk Light Partial. So we're using the same super soft, lifelike material as our very popular silks. And we've made a partial or a balancer out of that material. So it is scooped out for that woman that just needs a little bit of extra fill. And it is very lightweight and lifelike. So these will be available in about 60 days from now. And again, I'm able to, through this podcast, share with Wendy's customers some the advancement in technology in partials. This business is full of niches. It's a niche industry in general, but then there's sub niches. And each one is equally important because the woman that needs this product, this is a very important product for her.
Yes.
For exactly what you shared earlier. So we're very, very proud to come up with and have a new product line available for the woman that needs balancers. Coming to a store near you.
All kinds of new things today.
Yes, we talked
I'm
about
so
it.
excited.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know.
we are
This is
too.
great. This is great. And this is why, you know, I love working with you, Bryan, and working with Trulife. They're always right in the front, the forefront of making things better and constantly pushing. And it's not oh, this has worked for 50 years and we're just going to keep making that.
Right.
And
or we took our
do.
competitor product and sent it to China. You know, we don't do that.
Yeah, please don't. But yeah, I'm always interested to see the newest and best and latest, and it's constantly improving.
Yes.
And I'm sure we'll probably be back here again
I
in a
hope
couple of
so.
years, right? And have like
Yes.
more goodies and more,
Absolutely.
new and improved. And
Because your clients deserve the best. They
Absolutely.
deserve the best in technology and the best options. And we proudly manufacture them, and we appreciate you fitting them.
yeah, no, they're wonderful. If they weren't wonderful, I wouldn't have them.
Thank you.
Yeah. And a big part of this, again, going back to the education, you know, both for the woman who does need it, maybe you yourself don't need it, maybe a family member or a friend, and unfortunately, and maybe you all can help us, we need to kind of get the word out there more that these options are available, you know, to our surgeons and to our doctors and
Yes.
to our family members. And, you know, there is more than one option for you, and it's really finding out what works best for you. And like I said, sometimes it's by choice.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
But you know, you have several options to work with you depending on what your lifestyle is. And you know, as we both know, everyone knows, every body type is so different, and every breast type is so different, and what you do in your life for everyone is different. So it's nice to have things that can fit into all those different categories instead of it's good enough. Or
And it's good enough, it should never be good enough.
It's, yeah.
You know, I call it status quo, right? Status quo is our enemy.
That's,
So we
yeah,
push the envelope forward, we make it better, we could do better tomorrow than we did today.
right.
We believe that as a company, and I believe that as the team leader of our crew here in the United States, which working with Trulife.
No, it's great. It's great. Again, for any of you out there, Wendy from Broad Garden, follow us, Facebook, Instagram, Broad Garden HB. Everything that you saw today is going to be on YouTube. Please subscribe to our channel there, Broad Garden HB as well. Then you don't miss an episode of everything important that we're learning, right?
Yeah, it's great that
Educating.
this could be recorded and listened to.
Yes, if you have any topics that you would want to learn more about, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to bring out experts in those areas and educate again, everyone out there. Do you have any closing remarks for me, Bryan?
Just super appreciative of the invitation, the opportunity to talk about this very important subject. And it's like you said earlier, we have lots of new products, but this is very much a TBD industry. There's more new coming down the line, and as technology advances and the need calls for it, Trulife will remain on the front end of the product development.
Always has. That's, yeah.
That won't change.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Anyone out there that needs assistance or knows someone needs assistance with medical fitting, please feel free to go on broadgarden.com, or you can call the store here. The phone number is 714-842-2414. And make an appointment. We can custom fit you for both the bra and for the prosthetic. Everything you need, right?
Outstanding.
The one-stop shop, right?
One-stop shop. That's what you want.
Taking care of everyone.
That's what you
Taking
want.
care of everyone. But I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch today. Hopefully you I learned a lot more today. This is fantastic. Pass it on to everyone out there, right?
Tell 2 friends.
Tell your friends, yes.
4 friends. 5 friends.
But thank you all for tuning in. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for watching this episode of Breast Talk. Wendy from Broad Garden. See you soon.
Thanks, Wendy.
Thanks, Bryan.